are BackChat powered by Paywise, and we're live again. Welcome, Hammer.
Yeah, it's good to be here. We're live.
Absolutely, live on YouTube. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, this is live, just go to YouTube. BackChat Studios. Hello to all our people watching on live.
Don't go there right now, because if you're listening to this will be tomorrow and you won't be there live.
That's right.
You can, Mondays and Fridays, 4:30 Western Standard Time.
Absolutely.
Western Fistas Time.
Of course.
We will be live on YouTube.
BackChat Studios, just look us up there. Now, we have lots of people in the chat. I promised last week, I'm going to be honest, I lagged a bit getting to
on
the
Monday?
chat.
Yep.
And then there's lots of people in there saying stuff on Monday. And so Nick's there. Say hey, Nick. Well, you're on a podcast, you can talk as well, and there you go, it was on video too. You can just get your comments there. Nick's going to say a hello and write back to some of them, and then we'll also talk about them on the pod.
Yeah, if there's some good ones, we'll talk about them.
If it's good, we'll read it. Now, usually
a live version.
A live version, of course. There's usually a third person here, of course.
There is.
Will Schofield.
Scoy usually sits where I'm sitting. Actually, that's not true. He sat where you were sitting. We've played some Tetris with the seating arrangement.
That's right, yeah.
But he's not here.
He's not here because, so last Friday, he had to race off.
He went to Pink last Friday.
Go to Pink, that's right. A big Pink fan.
Massive Pink fan. He's jumped on the international bandwagon.
That's right. He's
touring with Pink
to Bali for her first leg of the,
the Asian Pacific, the Southeast Asian Pacific.
Yeah,
he's off,
and he's there with Pink. But he's given up a bit of time. He's got about an hour till the concert.
Yeah,
which is great.
And then he's off to Indonesia. Then he's got
Java.
Yep. Then he's
Java
got
Island.
Vietnam, Vietnam, Laos. He's all over the joint.
He's following
going on
everywhere.
The full tour with Pink.
Before we get to Will, though, I'm just going to tell you a little bit how, like, you rocked up, and I was just telling you a little bit about the show. This is what we're going to do. Okay. There was a game last night of footy. Footy is back. We're bloody excited about it.
I'm excited.
There's also a game of footy that's about to start.
Yep. I'm looking at Michael Voss's face currently.
Yep. And we'll keep you up to date. So that's Carlton v Brisbane. We'll keep you up to date with stuff that's going on. So, chuck that up on the TV. If you're watching this live on YouTube, put it on the background. We'll have a little chat about that. We've got a world exclusive about one of our backmans. Very excited about that.
That's really cool.
There's also, speaking of backman, another backman who has potentially broken his contract.
I have heard
our sponsorship contract.
Yep, I've heard
I'm filthy about it. We're going to talk about that. But you know what? Enough of the preview. Let's just get Scoy on. He's given up some time all the way from Bali, Indonesia. Scoy, praying the tech works. Oh, there we go. Bamboo background, perhaps. Are you there?
Well, hello, fellas. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Loud and
as clear as mud, mate. It's beautiful. Are you ready to go for Pink?
Is it clear or not?
No, it is actually legitimately very clear.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Are you ready for Pink?
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the joke. Now, I am ready for Pink. Look, I know you boys are having a laugh, but I can tell you exclusively what I actually am doing here. After a huge week, look, we're calling it dredging. So, yeah, I was dredging around Optus during the week, did the naked lap, cleared some of the sand from some of the banks. And so I've been requested here internationally to Bali.
Dredging the Southeast Asian archipelagos.
Oh, very good. If you don't know what we're talking about, just head to the Shelter Footycast Instagram page, which is Shelter Footycast, and it's on BackChat as well. But head to Shelter Footycast and follow them because it's a bloody good show Mondays and Thursdays. Scoey's running his naked lap of Optus. How did it feel? Tell us about the wind and the chill and all of that.
I mean, how did it feel? Felt amazing. How did it look? Even better. Dredged my way around. A couple of scuff marks on the old fella as I ran around. It was a bit windy, so hit a few tree branches on the way through. Look, it felt somewhat shameful. Saw some people with their families walking around. Probably didn't go late enough. If I had to be critical of my own behaviour, I was running around and there was kids running around on scooters and stuff. But sometimes you get that on the big jobs. I've been promising for a long time, and of course, my dredging ability had been called over here to Bali for the week. So I thought, well, Monday night was the last night I could have done it, so I did do it. I'm a man of my word. I played to Hammer's 50 rules of being a good bloke. Can't remember exactly what they're called, Hammer.
There's 11 in there, and I'm pretty sure one of them is, paraphrasing here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dad, but it's, if you make a bet about West Coast losing, you have to run naked around Optus. I think that is, I reckon that's rule number 8, I think.
I thought it was if you say something, do it or something like that.
There'll be something in there along those lines. It's all metaphorical at some point. Never ever cheat at golf. I reckon that's probably the one that correlates. But yeah, there's a few in there.
Same thing. Can we get that on the line?
We'll get that on one day, and we'll get him to run through those.
That'll be great. Hey, Scoy, a question for you. In Bali, did you watch the footy last night? First game of the 2024 season. Did you make your way to a pub or something?
Oh, mate, no, I didn't. I didn't have to. I've got a VPN. I pretty much may as well have been in Perth. KO got bluffed completely by my VPN. They thought I was sitting at home, but I was sitting in Seminyak, sucked in KO. Watched the game.
Yeah, well, your knob was pretty much still here, dredging all the way from it carried across. I don't know what sea that is up there, but it's laying the pipeline.
Yeah. Well, I did watch it. I mean, how good that footy is back. I mean, round zero, I know there's been ups and downs, but this is bloody amazing, boys. Footy's back. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. I'm sure the AFL, Dan, have got so far around this. They must have put some work. I don't know, the graphics department, perhaps, they must have put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, they did, Ham. I don't know if you saw this, but on Thursday, everyone's getting ready for the footy, and they've gone out with this one here. So you've got Errol Gulden, Chad Warner.
As you're talking about that, I'm getting
Christian Petrarca, and who's the fourth there at the back there on jet skis?
Viney.
Is it Jack Viney?
Yeah, Jack Viney, perfectly. So they're on jet skis in the Sydney Harbour. Now, I just wanted to fact check whether or not you could even do this. I looked up; it's illegal. You can't even ride a PWC, which is a personal something, in the Sydney Harbour. So they're broken the law.
This is fun.
Know what.
Yeah. This is good because
Christian Petrarca look like? Yeah. Why does Christian Petrarca look like? He wants Errol Gulden to come and sit on the back of his jet ski. He's looking at him.
Come and dink.
He wants to fuck him.
Well, it's funny because this is the first time you guys are sharing this with me, and I independently sent this to a group of friends and said, who at the AFL social media department thought this was a cool concept because you need to take him out the back and fucking shoot him, because that was fucking horrible. What they didn't do, though, because they've actually cropped it out, but I think it's behind Chad Warner at the back. It's actually Scoy just dredging the Sydney Harbour.
The anchor.
Oh, boy. Yeah, no, not the greatest idea there. And it's just like, what relevance does it have to football? It's just...
The jet skis. I'm so confused.
It's just so strange.
Put them all on like a boat together or something.
Yeah.
It's just a bad concept.
Nick,
but I like their
it looks like
stuff.
a poster of like a romance movie where like he's trying to get Gulden to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
51st dates.
Yeah, like
and the second date is on the
age.
jet ski, the third is dredging.
Yeah, trays of fries to come.
Matthew McConaughey. I mean, he could have played Jack Viney. I mean, Matthew McConaughey's always got his rig out. I love Matthew McConaughey. Imagine if he was on the 5th jet ski, along with the 6th jet ski, me dredging, and then Matthew McConaughey. I mean, I think that would be incredible. Nicholas, you didn't have your microphone up before, and you do now. I would like to second Dan. Can you just feed the comments to us, please? I want you overriding me, overriding Dan, overriding Hamish. Can we do that today, please? I want you just feeding us with comments.
Yep. I'll just cut you off at any time.
Please, that would be great.
Just jumping halfway through. Fuck you guys.
We've got I got a lot of long neck references so far, which is a great start. So keep
shout out to the long neck. So I just to clear that, because people are talking about long neck a lot. I did do another cameo. I got requested again, and I have upped my prices since. I got requested again to make another one, and I was very apologetic to Bianca for calling her long neck for about 1:30, and also telling her that turning almost 40 is pretty grim. I don't know what these people want from me from these shout-outs, so I sort of I go more negative with it. But Bianca, again...
I think that's the way to do it,
very,
isn't it?
very sorry, and my apologies for calling it long neck. Let's talk about some footy, because I don't want to talk about long neck anymore.
Of course.
Enough on that. So last night, Ripper game, we were watching a bit here, us at the BackChat. It's good just to crack a shelter. We started watching some footy, just bloody awesome. Let's go to the first thing that we saw off the game, which is very cool, and this involves you, Hammer, to a degree. Obviously, Angus had to retire early in the off-season due to getting hit in the head many times and having to take his health into account. So it was a lovely gesture from, and this isn't even a joke, it was just bloody awesome. Seeing the helmet up there we go, the helmet... getting touched by Gorn and Fritz there.
Touch?
As everyone...
It's getting
smacked. Yeah,
Probably
give
not
us
not the way you'd want if it was actually Angus's head in there, obviously, considering all the concussion issues.
And so we got that helmet, and it's here straight away.
Yeah,
shipped over.
No, I have got a spare one, which is always nice. But yeah, it was a very, very lovely gesture. It was great to see the boys do it. I'm not sure if it's one of those things, like you can get things like that where it's just like a staple of the year, and they do that every game.
Yep.
They lost, so not sure if they're going to keep it up. But yeah, it was a really nice gesture to see from the boys, and a few of the boys had Gussie written on their shoes, and
Great.
yeah, it was a lovely gesture. It was touched.
Hamish, as you've mentioned, well, mate, they've lost. So as you well know, in a football club, Simon Goodwin would literally be behind the closed doors going, get the fucking helmet off the door. We're not touching that again. That's why we lost.
All right, whatever. He played 100 games. It's fucking done now. Let's move on. We're going to be good. Exactly right.
Now, it wasn't all bad for Melbourne. I mean, they did lose, but there was this one player. Let's talk about Jacob Van Ruin. One of the craziest goals of all time. Could already round 0, be goal of the year. Let's get that video up. Scoy, I'm sure you would have seen this early days. What's gone on here? He's gone to take an overhead mark right near the goal square. He's fallen back, and it's landed on his shin?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's dropped it. And he's kicked it.
Off his forehead.
He's dropped it off his forehead, and that's somehow... He's kicked it off his shin guard, which anything under the knee technically still counts as a kick. So he's shinned it through. That's a tough goal. And I don't know how... I mean, you've set the mark high for our goal of the year. But yeah, it's just like...
Is it Matty Lloyd-esque? You know, Matty Lloyd won the back heel. Is it Matty Lloyd-esque? Except Jacob Van Rooyen didn't meet it.
Yeah, he just you would not say, "Oh, mate, how'd you do that one?" He's like, "Oh, I've just literally fallen over. Yeah. I have literally fallen over, and I've kicked this sausage."
I would be claiming it. No,
of course you'd claim it. Not God, yeah, you would. But it's deep down, you ask him the question, he's not going anywhere near that ever again.
No chance. What about the ruck work? So there was a big talk around in the off season around the stiff arm. And being able to use that. Max Gawn, obviously, an elite ruckman, can jump incredibly high and could just dominate. Like you said, that Melbourne are going to be very good this year, and with the new ruck rule,
I thought he was going to dominate.
Gawn could just dominate. Let's have a look at what Brodie Grundy was doing all game. So every centre bounce, Brodie Grundy is just running straight at Max. As soon as the bounces happened, he's crossing that line.
Gawn's won the last two.
Do you think this is a tactic, though?
Gawn's won 3.
There we go.
There's Grundy winning one. Yeah, look.
So what do you think about that?
It's like
I've never seen it happen like that. I mean,
I'd never seen it be that aggressive. It was interesting that he didn't mix it up. I think Gawn got the better of him to start with, and then Grundy sort of finished a lot better. And it was, I was very surprised that he didn't make that adjustment mid-game. He's obviously a high-quality player and has the ability to do that. But yeah, just sort of I think he looked a bit dumbfounded as to what was going on. And it's like, fuck, how do I make this adjustment on the fly? And he couldn't. And they were too good in the end. And Grundy played a pivotal role in it. But probably opens the door to people doing this to go on for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
What I love about this one, boys, is clearly Brodie Grundy, who was banished to the VFL, mind you, absolutely banished, can't play with Gawny, he can't play at all. In fact, get down to the VFL, down the Casey Scorpions, and try your heart out down there, and we won't even put you back up, even when Gawn was injured. He has been traded to Sydney for free, like for a literal
Collingwood are still paying for him, I think.
Correct. Collingwood are paying for him. Melbourne are paying for him. Sydney get him for free. Don't even trade anything for him. He then plays, I think, probably the most pivotal part of the game against Gawn, who he would have trained on every day for the entire time he was at Melbourne. Clearly, it was a tactic that I can just see these two boys sitting around the locker rooms. It's like, Gawny, what do you really hate? Like, this is, last year with his on list. Like, what do you hate? And Gawny being like, mate, I hate it when blokes come across the line too early and bash into me. And Brodie Grundy is just sitting there going, you know what? I'm stuffed this. I'm doing this every single time that I'm going to play. And I reckon he got him in the end, which is a very fucking big deal.
So, I mean, West Coast didn't have a ruckman for one of the centre bounces, against Adelaide. Maybe this is a tactic for them. Just don't use a ruckman. Just have someone run into Max Gawn every time. So maybe there's... Oh, we got Nick.
King Cal on the group chat, 91. He said Scoey's not the only one stiff-arming around Optus round 1.
Right.
Which is
very good. I love that. Absolutely.
That's very good, Cal.
This is actually a good bounce back for Brody. Did you see what happened to him before the game? Bit of injury concern.
I did
to his ear. Let's take a look at this, Hammer. This was pretty brutal. I've never had this happen to me myself. Getting stung by a blue bottle jellyfish.
Fuck.
On the back of that ear, and it's already quite a large ear.
He's got some real big hearers. Have a look at that.
He's got the blue bottle.
That is really unfortunate.
You ever been stung by a blue bottle?
Yeah, a few times. Yep,
A few times.
Yeah, they're not very fun.
Where?
On my legs. You go.
Pee on it?
I didn't
On the
pee on
dredger?
it. Yeah, no, not on the dredger. I've had a couple on my neck, which really, really hurt. But like, you'll just be swimming and you just sort of it fucking hurts. But yeah, it's that's not a good spot to get stung. I wouldn't have thought.
On the ear. Yeah.
No.
Scoy, how we just want to check in tech wise. Barley, getting us loud and clear. I'm really, really happy with
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
This is actually better than being on the couch. I've done BackChat. I've done Fox Footy. Yeah. I've done a 6PR interview. They've all been flawless. You watch the technology fail here as I finish this sentence.
When are you coming back?
Like,
what's the deal there?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not coming back. I'm just about to say I'm not coming back. I'm staying here. Everything's working fine here. I'm going to call games from here. I'm going to do social media videos, and I'm an influencer now. Live in Bali.
That's great. Okay, let's talk about Joel Hamling. So he's our sponsored backman.
Yep, he is.
For Sydney. Didn't get selected for the game.
Yes.
How do we feel about this?
Oh boy.
Devastated.
Oh boy.
This is, I think, as much as we love Joel, this was always going to be a concern.
Right.
He was on the outer at Fremantle, wasn't getting a game, and now is looking like it's going to be similar treatment. I'm not ready to throw.
Do we need a new backman?
I'm not ready to throw the towel in just yet on Joel. Okay. I would like to leave. Here's what I think. I think we've got enough talent coming out of the state of New South Wales in Jack Buckley at GWS that we can account for not having a Sydney back for another maybe 2 rounds.
All right.
So I think we give Joel Hamling rounds 1 and 2.
Oh God.
To play.
Yep.
And reclaim his spot as the backman of the Sydney Swans.
Yep.
If that doesn't happen, I propose 2 things.
Yes.
One, we pick a new back from Sydney.
I have suggestions there. But
So,
what's number 2?
We either 1, select another back from Sydney. 2, fuck Sydney and we sponsor Sam Taylor as well.
Yeah, true. We just go double G.
Double GWS.
Okay. Scoy,
maybe
no.
Well,
maybe
maybe
getting no
YouTube
from Sydney.
channel. Maybe YouTube channel want to put some names forward for Sydney, or maybe get around Sam Taylor, because I could see that as well. But I have one name to put forward.
Yes,
and it's one name only.
Lewis Pelican.
Yeah, we love the
Gotta
Pelican.
be the Pelican. He was pretty good last night.
He was
too.
very good.
Okay,
he would have had maybe 3 touches, I reckon. He might have had 3, and not many kicks. He was dour.
Yeah,
he didn't look like he wanted the footy at all.
Good.
Like he wanted nowhere near him. Neither did his opponent. It was outstanding from the Pelican. So round 3, if I don't see Joel Hamling in Sydney colours, the Pelicans in.
All right,
happy with that.
That's enough about that game, because we have a bigger thing to deal with right now, and it's just irked me for the last 12 hours since I saw this.
Sure.
Now, West Coast have been really shit for, however long.
Few
years, right? Horrible for the last 2 years.
Yep.
But just bad for the last 3. I think I found the reason, right? And
What?
there's people talk about the injuries. They talk about, potential curse.
Yep. Hammer retiring.
Actual curse.
Hammer retiring, Scoy retiring, them not re-signing key players, right?
The dredging of Optus Stadium.
The dredging of Optus Stadium. The ground's uneven now. People are going to roll their ankles.
Yeah. It's got a moat around it.
It's
a big moat. A medieval moat.
So for 2023, and I assume this was the same because, history repeats itself, your team's AFL distribution of funding, right? There's some big numbers here in the millions. So the AFL comes along and goes, here's some money for your club, all right?
Okay. For what?
For, keep the league running.
So, do we understand what we're talking about here, Dan? Just so we know what we're talking about, all of the revenue that clubs make over a certain point go into a big pool, and then it gets redistributed through the clubs. It's not the AFL doesn't just start flinging out checks at $20 million.
Yep.
All the revenue earned by the clubs over a certain point go back into a big pool. That's what happens.
Okay. And it gets distributed amongst the clubs.
Sure.
Right? Who's coming dead last, do you think? Fucking the West Coast Eagles. $15 million that we've received for 2023. Let me tell you something. The Gold Coast Suns, for $33 million.
Yeah, that is...
$33 million, Hammer.
I'll tell you why, just off the top.
Collingwood, 20 million. The biggest club in the entire league. They just won the grand final. 20 million. There you go.
Off the top
Here's
of
a
my
grand
head,
final.
Dan.
Here's a premiership. Carlton, 19.5 million. Everyone wants them to win. You just take 19 million.
They did give
How much did Brisbane?
Brisbane, 27 million. You just made the grand final.
Okay, I'll try and explain.
West Coast,
some stuff.
15 million.
Okay, so here's my
No wonder
thoughts.
we're bad.
I'll go again. So my thoughts on this. A few things. Collingwood, you get a grand final bonus, so that might be included in that. I'm not sure. West Coast.
It's not much.
No, it's not much.
It's like $1 million.
West Coast have got more money than any other club, period. No matter what anyone will tell you, in the bank there is more money than anyone else.
Yeah, and they're giving it all to the Gold Coast Suns.
No. So West Coast themselves have reserves that are stupid big, and the AFL, there's no point evenly distribute. Gold Coast are in debt. AFL help them out. West Coast, we've got like 70 million in the bank or something stupid. So they're not short a quid, and I still don't think that's the reason they're not very good.
No, that's the reason.
How much are we giving the Giants, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, we're giving the Giants 32 million, but that's okay. They're a newish club.
Yeah. How much are North Melbourne getting?
And they're North Melbourne. Oh, here we go. 24 million.
They're the second worst team.
Yeah, 24, and we're getting 50. So here you go. North have 10 million more than the team right below you.
Yeah, no, it's a disgrace. AFL, if you're listening, fuck you guys.
It's all Gill. I don't know what Dill's up to these days.
Is Gill still here? Does Gill have anything to do with it anymore?
I ran into Gil the other day in Seminyak, actually.
He's a very tall man. He's like deceptively big.
I reckon he's like lingering around the AFL offices, just like, hey guys, you need anything from me? And they're like, Gil, please leave.
Yeah, Gil.
You were tough. You're off. Get out of here.
He retired 8 years ago, Gil.
Anyways, we know why West Coast are bad. I've figured it out. So if you're a West Coast fan, it's time to write an email.
If you're a West Coast fan, donate more money to the club. They need more money. That's why they're bad.
Call right now, 1-800. No, not really. But it's time. It's time for some.
I was just going to say Gold Coast 30 million. Is that correct?
It says 33.11.
Well, someone had to pay for Dimmer's Kentucky trip. So.
Oh,
yeah,
bang, bang, bang,
bang. Dimmer just dredging the Greek islands.
Nicholas, what are the people saying? Tell me.
All right, let's have a look. Score update: Brisbane 18-6. My man
24-6 now.
24-6.
I'm a few seconds late, so Huntsy's keeping us up to date with that.
Thanks, Humpty.
MJPR123. He asked if we could do a little score update on the screen in future things. So like a Fox Footy rolling banner. That's a fucking great idea.
If you could just build that right now, so we could have a live insertion right now, that'd be great. Thanks, Nick. What else?
Troy has come in and said, Dan, at least someone has paid you for a cameo, because he reckons he's been on there for 12 months. He's gotten nothing.
What's Troy doing? Is Troy just a random punter that's gone, fuck it, someone sign me up? Imagine being able to just, fuck, I'm really wanting a birthday message. There's a few short from a party. I'm just going to send Troy's a message. Hey, Troy. Oh, shit. Who's this? Dan. Hi, Dan. It's Troy. I am a plumber out of Toowoomba. You don't know me, and I don't know you, but happy birthday.
I can tell you.
Is that Troy?
You know who he is, don't you?
I can tell you who Troy is.
Yeah.
He is the guitarist that sits on top of the Optus Stadium.
Troy's a person that
around
does
him.
things.
So that's
love Troy.
Okay.
Not saying that plumbers in Toowoomba don't do things.
Now
but Troy, we know Troy.
Troy's last name is Nababin, I think, or Nababin or Nababin. Okay, it's one of those.
I didn't want to say it either. So
I think it's Nababin.
Troy's a fantastic guy.
Troy Nababin.
Fun fact: he made the "You Send It, We Read It" sting. So he's a very good musician. Plays guitar at top of Optus Stadium. He might live up there. Who knows? You send it, we read it. Of course, thanks to Troy.
Thanks to Troy Bababin.
who made that
sponsor.
So if you are on Cameo and you wanted Cameo from the guy who plays guitar on the top of the Optus Stadium, look him up.
How much does Troy charge just off the top?
I don't know.
Does anyone know?
I don't know, but we're giving Troy a little plug there.
Let's go on.
$23 for a...
Troy!
23
Troy's son.
Hell, Troy.
Troy's son.
Troy. Oh, I love you, Troy.
Nah.
Couldn't pick you from a lineup of one, never met you before.
Troy's just
but
said...
$23 is criminal. Fuck me. Wow.
He said close enough, but all wrong, I think, with the pronunciation of his.
Babaman. Troy Babaman.
I'm so
I'll
sorry.
pronounce it when you drop your prices.
I'll just call you long neck.
Troy.
Now, Tom Green has picked his AFL goal song. Now, a few clubs have been doing this. Brisbane, they've been doing it for a little while. So, when a player kicks a goal, a song comes over the PA. One of the big ones is...
well, I wonder what Calamar Cheese is, because he's just kicked a goal for the Brisbane Lions, 30-6.
Well, if someone could find... If you're watching this game and you can hear it over the broadcast, just write it in the YouTube chat. Tom Green has... Let's just play...
So here's the song. Listen to the
I
song.
basically want fans to get up and do the samba, if that's what they want to do. Listen
All
to
right,
the
here's the song.
Well, I think
55
you guys-
launches goalward. And then this echoes.
That's good gas there, Tommy. I like that a lot.
You like that?
Yeah.
I love that. That would be epic if everyone in the crowd gets up and dances that. Scoey's dancing all the way in Bali, so obviously you could hear that. What would your song would it be now? If you were playing right now, pick a song.
Shivers, that's a really good question off the top of my head. Probably the Big Show's theme song.
Yeah, love that.
Just kick a goal, because I wouldn't kick many from inside 50. A lot of my shots come from deep, and so just,
Yep.
well, it's a Big Show. I'd probably get Troy to do it for $23.
we have been trying to see if there's a way that we could get The Boy played at Optus Stadium when Ruben Jinby kicks a goal.
Yep, that'd be huge.
I don't know if that would just be if that's too much, Ruben. If
You
he
probably
kicks a
need
goal-
another one of his teammates to do it.
Yeah, I think so. Scoey, if you're still got a lot of
Like
connections
Gov was
there at the
talking
club.
him up heavily the other day. I reckon
Gov.
Gov could put him on there.
Why don't we get a backman to put it on? Like, why don't we get McGovern, but like maybe our BackChat backman of our sponsored fame, Tom Barras.
Yeah, he's kicked one
Yeah.
goal.
He's kicked one.
Yep, that's right. In his 100th game,
Yep.
right before we predicted it would happen
And
as
the
well.
West Coast social media team said, "Welcome to the West." So that just shows where they're at. He's been here for 100 games. Come up with something new.
Game day.
Yeah, get up, it's game day. Welcome to the West. Oh,
Yep.
who's this baby photo?
Grind.
Fucking hell.
Yep. And end of game.
Yeah.
Too good. Full stop.
Yeah, the Suns were too good for us this year because they have an extra $20 million.
That's right. Next time, when the Suns beat us this year, I hope the social media team just
I
write
love
20
them.
mil.
Imagine if they just went a complete 180 and just started teeing off on everyone this year. I know it's shit, but fuck you guys.
F you.
That'd be great. That'd be
We've got
great,
heaps of
Cash.
cash.
Yeah,
Everyone just
we've got
piss
heaps
off
of
with the
cash.
best.
Fuck you guys.
Now, we have an exclusive. I talked about this off the top of the show. We have a world exclusive. We
Massive.
have found out who one of the players on the GWS Giants has as their song. So Tom Green obviously released, we talked about that, some
Yep.
song, which of course he heard on a soccer TikTok video, and that's how he picked it.
Yep.
So that's great.
It's not original. It's not original.
Not original.
Not original at all.
What about Jack Buckley? He's our BackChat backman. He's the reigning BackChat backman of the year.
He is.
Now, luckily,
What a build-up.
luckily we have someone
Incredible.
who could just message him and find out.
Me. Yes, that is correct. So I can just message
What
him.
a segue and build up that was.
And
That
I
was
did just
brilliant.
message him. So I said to Bucks, I was like, mate,
Here we go.
what's your, I'll read you verbatim what I said.
Yep.
What's your goal song this year? ? Jack, you'll be horrified.
This is
But
what
I-
he said.
This is what he said.
Okay.
But I went with No Air by Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks.
Oh, that is
Oh
good.
my fucking golly gosh.
This is such a tune.
Imagine JB running back to full back with his arms in the air.
Play some more.
Yeah, keep going.
We can't.
Yeah, copyright. Yeah,
Copyright, yeah, of
Thank
course.
you, YouTube.
So while he said that, I said, wow, that's huge. He goes, normally I'll do the Foo Fighters or something, but I can't see a goal coming to fruition, which is great news to hear from our fullback,
We don't want
BackChat Backman of the Year. So he got his girlfriend to pick it. It's his favourite 2000s pop song, absolutely goated song. He said, I was thinking of doing Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel just to shock the world. But as it landed on No Air by Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks.
It's such a good song.
It's Sound of Silence. Hello,
Yeah.
darkness, my old friend.
Which
Wow.
would just
Oh,
be
man.
so out of place.
That song lives on a Spotify playlist I have called This Song's Actually Pretty Good. And it's an excellent song. Every time I hear it, it makes me
Yeah, it's a
happy.
great song.
So I know he's not meant to kick a goal, right? And it'll obviously get him out of the points for that week.
Yes, he'll be eliminated.
DQ'd
So he
for that.
won't kick a goal. Don't worry about it.
But I don't
Score
know.
update. Score
update. Let's have a look here. Brisbane, kicking ahead, 37.
Brisbane, 6 goals, 1, 37 plays. Carlton, 1 goal, 0, 6.
Wow.
On the,
So it's a complete and utter bloodbath.
yeah, on the Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard, or wherever the hell they used to be.
Well,
on the Kubota excavator, on the Schofield dredger scoreboard.
Well, my premiership favourite is going well. Then happy with that. Yours,
Mine not great. Yours are playing in Brisbane, so they won't lose a game there all year.
yeah, great.
But they don't play the grand final there, so they're not going to win that.
Well, you never know. It's been done before. Scoy, who did you pick again for the grand final?
I said GWS.
Greater
I
Western
think.
Sydney
GWS.
But can I just slide a little? Probably thanks to TABtouch here. Let's slip a little roughy sort of. I just maybe had a look at a couple of odds, and I also had a look at the form and who they were playing and who they're going to play. Port Adelaide will be on the top of the ladder after 8 rounds. They play at Adelaide Oval 6 times, and the other 2 games are at the MCG where they dominate. They will be 8-0. I haven't looked who they're playing. They play at home 6 times in the first 8 weeks. Thanks for coming. Port Adelaide, top of the ladder.
Yeah, thank you, Mother, for the Rabbits.
There you go. All right. So would they be they're a dark horse then for top 2 grand final?
They were somewhere between 5th and 8th for favourite for the GF. If you're sitting top of the ladder after 8 rounds, you're probably moving.
If they
the
can
needle
somehow,
a bit
they're a bit like Brisbane. You can scrap for top. If somehow they can find their way in that top 2 position and get a home prelim, you're laughing.
Yeah, great.
They were top of the ladder
absolutely.
last year after 13 games and didn't win a final.
Yeah,
from
so there
memory.
you go.
Oh, okay, Nick.
Yep,
Well,
just
there you go.
putting it out
No, that's good. Keep it in check.
Well, they've made a pattern of that, haven't they, Nicholas? But I do think they're gonna win a lot of games and be up there again. They're gonna start winning finals at some stage.
Of
Well,
course.
tell that to Essendon.
Wow. Okay. Whack. There you go.
Well,
GWS.
they do also have to start
your,
winning finals at some stage.
Your team, Scoy, GWS, will win some finals, I think. They are playing Collingwood this weekend. Now, one of the best things I've seen so far this round as we build up to the games is this call. Now, can you get this up on the screen, please? This call was from a Facebook fan group of GWS, just calling out to a bit of a call to action to some fans. If we don't have it, that's fine. I'm just going to read you out what we're going to what they want the fans to do. Okay. Every time Mason Cox, the ruckman's, obviously he called the Giants Stadium a showground for livestock.
Yeah.
So this person on a GWS Giants fan chat page has requested that we should all start mooing like cattle when Cox has the ball. As a bit of light-hearted banter. If we own it, it's not an insult.
That's true, and it's not. You're not
love
booing.
it.
You're mooing. It would have been funnier. I mean, the moo rings true in a stadium like a boo does.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if they did a goat noise or something like that.
Yes.
Imagine everyone just.
It's probably just going to sound like boo.
Yeah, it will definitely just sound like boo, but that'll be even funnier because obviously light-hearted banter, and that's excellent. But it'll he might not touch the ball too often, but if he's got the ball and going back for a set shot,
Oh, man.
and everyone's just mooing him.
I can't wait.
How do we get this up? We've got to get this up. That's an incredible suggestion from whoever brought that up. We've got to get the moo happening around the
Get the
livestock
moo
stadium.
happening around Livestock Stadium.
Isn't your nephew going to this game, Will?
Yes, Riley will be
Okay.
there in person.
Riley, please spread the word. You're going to be there on the ground. Get around the fans. Please start
What if it's
pushing
just
the moo.
Riley? If it's just Riley mooing,
If
will
it's
that
just
have the
Riley
same
mooing,
effect?
that'll have the same effect because it takes one courageous leader to stand up in the
Yes.
face of adversity and move for glory.
Luckily, we know him. Riley, get a little selfie video of yourself mooing.
Yep.
Please, and we'll share that everywhere. That would be great.
Or barring like a sheep.
Or-
Like
yeah, or-
sheep
yeah.
barring would probably go even
Just
better.
livestock.
Yeah,
in
any
general.
livestock sounds. It's not really a livestock. That's more of
That was a duck.
That was a
wasn't
duck. Is duck livestock? Duck's
It's just
just
an
an
animal.
animal.
It's just an
yeah.
animal. It's not livestock.
it? Just an
Can
animal.
I throw it to the chat real
Yeah, go
quick?
for it,
Just,
please.
The
Yeah.
Asman is asking the big question.
what, sorry?
The Asman.
The Asman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Pineapple
it. Love
on
it.
pizza, yes.
Oh,
or
wow.
no?
Yeah, no, that's just one that we throw in there. I'm a yes.
Yes. Yeah.
No. Spew up and throw it in the bin. Cooked
Okay.
pineapple, absolutely not Asman.
Well, I'm
Or
a
you
yes.
too.
I'm a yes man.
Same.
Nice.
I love it.
2-1. Fuck you, Scoy.
Alex Clarkson got fined $20,000.
It's a lot of money. Isn't
That's a lot of money
Yeah, that's a lot
because he called
Is it suspended?
suspended 2-week suspension until the end of 2025 and must
No,
also,
is the fine suspended? I think is that what you were asking, Will?
Yeah. So he's just fine suspended. Or it sounds like he's had to.
No,
pay
I'm pretty sure
20
he's been
grand.
handed a $20,000 fine, and he must complete Pride in Sport training approved by the AFL. Have you guys ever had to do one of those like slap on the wrist, sort of? Here, you're gonna have to do some training things.
Never.
I imagine they are pretty much like an online portal where you just
Yep.
click next a bunch of times, and then you're like, yeah, I've done it.
It will be. It's the AFL's version of pretending to be woke and care about things. Although it is like a $20,000 slap on the wrist is a fucking big
That's huge.
slap.
Yeah.
That's like
I
Scoy's
don't
dredger
care how
coming down
much
on your
money.
wrist.
I don't care how much money you make it. If you're getting fined 20 grand and that's coming out of your bank account, like you could be making a lot of money, which Alistair Clarkson is. That is a lot of money. $20,000.
Yep.
That's no longer yours. Where does that go? Is that going to the goal? Is that
Going to the Gold
probably goes to the Gold
Coast.
Coast.
Bloody hell. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm pretty sure that Paywise can't handle a $20,000
That's probably
fine.
going up there to the Gold Coast.
That
the
might not be
cocksuckers.
something they can do before your tax dollars get taken out of your bank account. So I reckon that's a full...
Powered by Paywise.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Powered by Paywise. That's a full 20K coming out. Now, for the first time ever, we get to do this. We've got a BackChat Backman multi...
Fuck yeah.
This week, thanks to TABtouch Hammer, it's time to change the mic
yeah.
tops. There we go.
Yeah. Fucking look at that. That'll put a horn on the Pope. Oh, boy.
They don't. They don't. What's going? Oh, he's
I
rubbing.
was
his
rubbing my
hand.
hands, mate. I'm
I
rubbing my
thought you were
hands.
rubbing one
I'm
out.
that excited.
You weren't on the screen. All we could hear is the sound.
Thought he was just firing up the dredger.
Boys, this is Back the Backman. This
Back
is
to Back.
exclusive,
Yeah, this is
unique
fucking what we're
to
after.
TABtouch and the BackChat. We went to TABtouch, right? So it's a new partnership with TABtouch. We're very excited about it.
Brilliant, by the way. Great.
TABtouch, and we said, we are, look, we're not, look, I'm not going to pretend like we're the world's biggest punters. We're not Hamish. We're not Dan. But we like having like just a little squirt here and there. We wanted a unique market that you can't get anywhere else. We don't want to do the overs, the unders. We don't want to do the, I don't know, touches, the fantasy points. We wanted backman markets, and we bloody got it, didn't we?
We did. Now, it's... Sorry, I was just thinking about Scoy for a second with the hands rubbing together. We're going straight to the backman, of course, because we're backing them. And just looking on the screen here, one of the side people are holding up a sign there. Didn't get to see what that was. Looked very interesting. Now,
I think it was a photo of Scoy's.
rubbing his hands together. Jack Buckley,
Yep.
Sam Collins, Darcy Moore.
Fuck.
The three
What
of
do
them
they
are
all
going
have in common?
The three of them. Yeah, what do they have in common?
Backmen, they're tall, they're perfect, they are everything
Specimens.
that football should be.
They're also BackChat
Kings.
sponsored.
They are the BackChat sponsored players.
We
of each
bloody
of their
love them.
respective clubs. Yes, they are.
This weekend, right, over the games that they're playing.
Actually, did you say Darcy Moore?
Did I say Darcy Moore?
Yeah,
I
he
did
said
say-
Darcy
I did
Moore,
say
and he's
Darcy
not a
Moore.
back. He's not
Yeah,
our
no,
back.
he's
We
not our-
wanted
No, sorry.
spoiling markets, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
Isaac Quainer's egg.
Isaac
Isaac
Quainer,
Quainer, yeah.
yes. But he will assist Darcy Moore in this. So
course
he
he
has
will.
a part to play in this, of course. They're going to combine for 25 plus spoils. And thanks to TABtouch, they've boosted the odds for this.
Oh,
So they're not just putting someone up there like, yeah, I don't know, you can sort it out. They boost the odds for just for the exclusive right now during the BackChat podcast. And I don't know how long it's going to last for.
so pretty
go-
much if
go
you're
have a
listening to
look.
it live, you've got that going for you, which is nice. That is like, it's good of TABtouch. So they're obviously a new sponsor, but that is just, I mean, I don't know how to put it, but that's just silly of them to give us that because it's a guaranteed win. Like,
course.
you know what I mean? Like that is just, like that is never, Jack Buckley's going to have 30 spoils on his own.
Yes.
And he's got the backup of Collins and more. Like, hey, respect the shit out of it, guys. But, you know,
Thank you very much.
And gamble
yeah.
responsibly.
and obviously
Absolutely
gamble
responsibly.
gamble responsibly.
You,
And
well,
it's not
you
a
win
guarantee.
some,
It's
you
not-
lose
yeah.
more.
Yep.
And for free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858. You can also visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Scoy, anything to add
Okay,
there?
so thank you, Dan. I know we have to finish there, but I just want everybody at home, you've downloaded the TABtouch app, right? You're sitting at home, and usually you watch kicks and larks and handballs and all these blokes laterising around. Just imagine this weekend, this Saturday, tomorrow, or whenever you listen to this, today maybe, or yesterday, sitting on your couch counting spoils. You get a tally, get a piece of paper, take a photo, tag us, tag TABtouch, spoils. Just track them. And when Jack Buckley takes us for 17 in the GWS game, then we're on for a fucking year.
Then we're on for
Just
it.
let me
Then we're
know.
on for a great year. I'll tell you what I'd love to see, and this is one of those ones where you just call out to all the fans that listen and go to listen and do things live. We love live finds. I'd love a live score update on the spoils, like. Get the record, cross out goals and points, and just write spoils.
Those stats
It's
are
irrelevant. Who cares about goals and points? I'd love to see an in-person footy record with the GB crossed out and write S, and then
Great.
just marking down the spoils.
Yep, we love that. Absolutely.
Jeez, that'd be amazing.
Quick update on the Brisbane Carlton game. It's just gone to an ad, but I think it was
44 plays 12, 2 goals straight, 12
Holy
plays. Off the top of
shit.
my head, that'd be 7 goals, 244. Is that the right
Yeah,
math? Yeah, there you go.
you've
I've just done it.
Well
Bang.
done. Really
Thank you.
good. Hey, and on this weekend, also, another thing that we're doing with Tab every weekend, there's a little sport quiz as well. So look out for that.
TABtouch sport quiz,
BackChat
wow.
_. Have a look on our socials. That's going to come up over the weekend. Let's do this, Damo. I know we said we weren't going to do it every week, but it just keeps coming back.
You said it, we read it.
If
Thanks
it's
to
good,
Troy.
Yeah.
Nick, any word on how he pronounces his last name? Did he give us that information?
Yeah, can Troy
or-
go phonetic for us, if possible?
No,
He-
nothing
he
there.
hasn't
Okay,
yet.
Troy, if you're listening,
Yeah,
please
if you're
just
listening.
break it down for us
Yeah.
because I hate saying.
Any other comments? Any other comments floating around over there? Nick, haven't heard from you a while there, mate. You got your mouth stuck on that TABtouch microphone, or what's going
I
on?
was just putting some tweets up for this amazing live show real quick. So,
Oh, that's okay. That's all
shade
right.
cloth, he reckons.
Shadow cloth.
Shade cloth.
Okay. Just as cool.
What is the sense in you not drinking until the footy starts? You look like you could do with a shelter long neck.
Oh, I certainly could.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I definitely could do with a shelter. I have been injured and have been coming back from an ankle injury and swore off alcohol for at the start of the year until round 1. Had one blip on the radar, obviously, when my little brother got engaged. But apart from that, I have been Alan Moffat as opposed to Graham Bonnet and am feeling pretty good about myself.
Very good. Well done. It's a good effort.
Let's win another Sandover.
Exactly.
Let's
Want to win
gotta
another
respect
Sandover.
it.
Do you know what? Win another Sandover, great. Go win a premiership.
Yeah, that's what we care about.
That's what we care about. But of course, win a Sandover as well. 'cause
Also,
that's
just on that and on my own football, I don't want to get the hopes of everyone up too high, but in a discussion, and I'm not going to give too much about the East Perth tactics away, but there might be an opportunity at some point for a midfielder to roll back a little bit.
Wow.
And play as a defender. So, yeah,
That's
hang on a minute.
huge. Breaking.
Could,
Holy
breaking.
shit.
When is round 1?
Round 1's the 30th of March. So
wow.
at some point in that game, I could be in the back line. I don't think I will be, but there's a
Strap your
chance.
fists up.
Is
Yeah.
Did you go to the coach with this? Or
I
was
just
this,
said, mate,
Yeah.
I fucking love playing
Yeah.
midfield. Kicking a goal is great, but I just would kill to get some more spoils. That's what
Very
I said to him.
Really good.
Anyway, we'll just wait and see.
I got a question for Scoy.
Okay.
This one from Huntsy, my boy Huntsy. He goes, Scoy, how long until the barley belly kicks in?
Nah, Huntsy, all good, mate. Just play it nicely over here. I mean, pretty much only eat in the resorts. My theory with this is, and we went out last night to a restaurant. I've got to say, I probably went against my rule, but if you stay in the resorts and you just eat here, they don't have barley belly in the resorts. If a whole resort got wiped out by barley belly, no one's staying there, right? So I think they've all got it under control in all the resorts. So we just do that. It's fine. I haven't touched fucking wood. I haven't been sick from barley belly. I've been in Bali 4 times in the last 12 months. I haven't been sick once.
Really good.
That's good. We've got lots of moves in the chat. Plenty
Yeah,
of moves.
respect. Plenty
Which
of
are
moves. We'll
like-
get them out at the showground,
Put your
please.
moves out.
Matthew Richards suggested maybe a sheep noise.
Yep.
Matthew
Yeah.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Matty Richardson. So good to hear that Richo's listening to the. Obviously, it's quarter time, so he's probably just ducked. Is he doing the broadcast? Might be just listening in.
And Troy's given us
Probably.
phonetic pronunciation.
Okay, go on.
Nababan.
Nababan.
Nababans.
I think I still butchered it. But
Yeah.
Nababan. Troy Nababan.
Troy
Nababan.
Nababan.
It rolls off the
It's
tongue.
so fun to say.
Yeah.
Troy Nababan.
Nababarnyard. The barnyard dog, Troyser.
Moo.
Is he German? Perhaps. Maybe it's
Autobahn.
Autobahn.
Nababan, like a sheep.
What?
Livestock.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
One more from Asman, the Asman. Another food query.
Proctologist.
Pickles on burgers, yes or no?
Yes,
Of
I'm a
course,
big pickles
yes,
guy.
yes.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Fucking
Yeah,
love a
like,
gherkin.
All right. Let's read this.
I might not like pineapple.
Let's read this email. This is from Oscar Army. Okay. Hi, Scoy and boys. Would you bloody believe it? Turn the TV over to catch a little bit of front bar before the season begins, and what do I see? Nick and Josh Dacos on there together.
Oh.
It's true. They can't do anything alone. I get sick of seeing any Collingwood player as it is, but constantly having to see their lids at the same time is brutal. Anyways, love your work, big fan. Keep doing great things. And GWS, go Orange team. All right, Scoy, Nick Dacos, Josh Dacos, you mentioned this as well.
Look, Look, we've got some stuff wrong on this podcast, but one thing we haven't got wrong is Nick, Josh, and their father cannot be separated. What the fuck is going on? Why on earth, if you put a media request to Collingwood, why are you saying, can we get Nick and Josh? It doesn't happen with anyone else in the country. Why are they a couple? They're brothers. Okay. Does Andy and Angus go on fucking every show? No, they don't. Does Hamish get caught in with it? No, he doesn't. Like, what are we actually doing here? Why is Josh and Nick and Peter? Why is Peter on there? Why is Peter on there with them? What's happening?
I mean, unless the Dacos boys have fallen on hard times, which if they have, my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, we got to respect it.
We got to respect them if they're falling on hard times. And Peter, not sure what he does for work, but he could be, the income could be drying up, and latch on, make hay while the sun shines, they say. But boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, they are just inseparable. It's fucking like they're conjoined twins. It's stupid. You can't see one without the other. It's incredible.
What's the point of it? I don't understand.
I have a theory on this.
All right, Nick's got a theory.
I have a theory. Josh Dacos, amazing player, but I think he's maybe self-conscious that Nick Dacos might one day eclipse him and that he might become a bit irrelevant, Troy Selwood type operator that Nick Dacos only gets talked about.
Troy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. So they've decided to do everything together, so it's a
Josh,
solidified
you're a cracking
front.
player. Josh is a great player.
Great player.
Your brother's better than you.
Last year, he won the best and fairest.
Yeah, he won the best and fairest.
He's the best player last year.
I'm sorry, mate. Your brother's better than you. Your brother's
true.
one of the best players in the competition, and you just have to tip your hat to him. There's nothing, good on you. You're what is he? Is he he's an All-Australian? He's a premiership player. He's a best and fairest winner. You're a star in your own right, Josh. Your brother's just better.
Can someone either here on this podcast or on the YouTube on live? Can someone answer why they're together? Like, I understand they're brothers. There's lots of brothers, right? There's lots of brothers. Brothers everywhere. Why? What's the reason? Why is Nick and Josh on everything together?
When's the last time
insane.
I'll tell you what's a really good example. When's the last time you've heard of Nathan Ablett? How many times did Nathan roll out there? Gary's been. Yes, I'm sure he went up to the Gold Coast Suns with Gary, but they weren't doing every fucking captain's promo together. It was just Gary like that. I'll tell you what that was like. That's like that American Idol audition where that guy's just singing there and brings his brother in.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking
You didn't
about.
see Brett Goods following Adam Goods everywhere?
Yep, you didn't see Goodsy. I just let Andrew and Angus do their own thing. I just sort of sit away in the background.
Well, in the NBA, there's Marcus and Markeith Morris, identical twins, and they've got identical tattoos as well, and they share a bank account, so their contracts, right, they go into the same account, so they just share the money.
That's good on. Right. I'm pretty sure in the NFL there's Bar Kevius and Hugh Kevius Mingo. Pretty sure they're two people that exist in the world. Great.
I actually have another Troy Nababan fun fact.
Troy Nababan, yeah.
It's actually a palindrome, his last name.
Nababan.
Right.
There you go.
That's
wow,
cool.
that's huge.
That's fun.
A lot of Troy talk. Troy's whole show's been about Troy.
Hey, Troy.
We bloody love it. I got one more email for you. Evening.
From Troy.
Evening, Troy. I knew you'd be on this pod. Evening. I don't know if Dan already admitted this to you, but he actually butchered someone else's name on Cameo too. Look at his profile. The video is there. From Longneck's sister. Looked for it on your Patreon, but couldn't find it. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm sure if someone asked me for a cameo, I did the right thing by saying the name correctly. But that's fine. Now,
Hey,
yes.
hey, Daniel. Hey, Hamish.
Hey, Will.
Is my audio all right? This is
mate.
kind of a better and more serious sort of.
No, your audio's perfect, mate.
Yep.
Okay. Because we got this on Instagram, so I think this is a you sent it, we read it. I think maybe the greatest message I've ever received and we've ever received. So I'm going to read it out to you.
Great.
Would that be okay?
That'll be fine by me.
This is from Kaz, right? She's a mum. Hi, Will and team. I just wanted to send you a quick message to say thank you for your podcast. I'm a mum of a young 18-year-old boy who loves footy. I'm a reluctant watcher of football and I'm not sports inclined. I am at nearly every game to watch my son play, early mornings, in the rain, etc., just like my parents. My son always calls me out because he knows I dislike football, but I love him, so I go to watch him. There is a reason for my dislike of football because it's not the game itself I dislike. I find the non-inclusive, toxic masculinity environment with a focus on alcohol that surrounds amateur and junior football very off-putting, and I worry what it's teaching my impressionable young man. Just for the record, I've spent time around many clubs, not just the one my son is currently associated with. It's about to get good. I also dislike the way that football is the centre of the world when I know it should only ever be a part of the whole, not the whole. I'm always looking for ways to connect with my son, and your podcast gives me talking points and gives me a momentary illusion of being a cool mum, not a regular mum. However, the reason I enjoy your podcast so much is because your focus seems to be on what makes the man great, not just the football. In a world where I struggle to find a direction to point my young man in the search for healthy male role models, your podcast gives me something to point towards for him. Interviews with people he loves, with a healthy perspective of the world, your exploration of what has made a person successful, what makes a good person, what drives success, and what else makes up this person besides football, not to mention how they like their eggs. Very good there, Kaz. It means you're a listener. Is so thoughtful and considered and much appreciated. I can't tell you what impact it will have on him, but at this window in his life when he is trying to figure out the type of man he will become, every little bit helps. Hopefully over time with discussions such as yours, the culture at the amateur junior clubs will begin to change. Love your work. Please to keep it coming. Lots of love, Karen. She didn't say lots of love. I did. P.S. I understand I will no longer be a cool mum if he knows I've sent this message to you. The curse of being a mum.
Kaz.
Yeah, love that, Kaz. Yeah.
That is fucking brilliant.
Love that. That's a bloody good.
How bloody good is that?
Yeah, Kaz,
Yes.
That's incredible. And look, if she's listening,
I wrote back to Kaz and said it's the best message I've ever got.
Yeah, that is
it'll
awesome.
be up there. If
Bloody love
she's
it.
listening and her son listens to this, I'm not sure what her son's name is. She doesn't say it, but gee whiz, like you think you got a cool. If that doesn't ring cool, mum.
Oh, absolutely.
Give your mum a hug, give your mum
That's
a kiss,
fucking
take your mum
cool.
out for dinner, buy your mum some flowers, do whatever you want. But that is, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And,
that is
the
really
alcohol culture can be an issue. Not drinking till the start of the season. Come on,
Yeah,
Kaz.
you're a saint.
But fuck, that's a cracking message.
That's
So
very
hey,
good.
well done.
Love that.
Pat on the back. Not really giving ourselves a pat on the back, but like. It
No,
always
that's good.
just nice to chuff yourself up a little bit. Scoey's just dredging himself on the back. It's nice.
Now I
Score
wrote back
update,
Kaz,
50
that's
to
the best
13.
message. I said it might be the best message I've ever received, Kaz. Thank you very much.
thank you,
Because
Kaz.
I think sometimes when we do the podcast, it's very difficult to know if we're doing the right shit because we just end up talking to ourselves and blah, blah, blah. So that was an incredible message. So thank you very much, Kaz.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Kaz.
We'll finish on this. I did say off the top that there was some pretty negative news around backmen. You know, we pumped them up a lot.
Yeah, we have. We've pumped heaps of them up.
We love them. They're the reason why premierships are won, and we
Obviously.
bloody love backmen. But we have a bone to pick with. I don't know if we pick with the club or with the player, but let's
pick it with
talk
the club
about
first.
Let's talk about Richmond for a second.
Okay, so my
Now-
one instantly
Yeah, it's
goes
the
to our
club.
BackChat
It's the
Backman
club.
of the year.
It's the club.
Our BackChat Backman player.
Do you remember who it is?
Yeah, it's Noah Bolter.
Noah Bolter. Okay.
No, Bob.
Great
He's
great
best.
young man. Okay, his best years are ahead of him.
Easily ahead of him.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's our sponsored backman. Go to look at the team list, right?
He's
As-
not
as
on there,
did.
is he?
No, he's on there.
Okay, well...
No, he's on there.
But
He's fucking on
scrolling
there.
through,
He's
okay. So I'm going, backline. Oh gosh, he's not been picked.
He's
That's-
starting on the
that-
bench, is he?
That's sad.
You've listed him on the bench.
No, he's not on the bench.
He's not on the bench. He's not on the bench, mate.
Kept scrolling. He's playing in the forward line.
Fuck.
Noah
They've
Bolter
put him at
listed
full
as a forward.
forward.
Full forward. That's even worse. I just thought he was a forward pocket or something.
That's the antithesis of what a backman should be. That is... Look, it could be deception.
okay.
Scoey knows this full well. There are times where the team sheet can be placed and it's a bit of flip-flop and it's, a lot of the time it's for
Which
your
is-
more star-powered players like Jeremy McGovern.
It's never fooled anybody. Do you reckon? Like the head coach is going, "Oh well, Jeremy McGovern's playing at fullback now. We better fucking deal with
Yeah.
that." Like, is that correct? It could be deception.
It could be deception, and I think, look, I'm
would imagine-
disappointed.
Yeah.
I'd like one of two things to happen. Either one, it to be, a good old-fashioned switcheroo and him just to start full-back and jokes on everybody. April Fool's Day on the, the 8th of March. Or alternatively, he start full forward. Happy for him to start full forward if he just charges straight through to the back line and goes down and plays fullback. Just for whatever reason, just says, fuck it, I'm going down.
Giving the
and playing
broadcast the bird as he does it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
running through the
What's
middle
Noah
of the ground.
Bolter doing?
Yeah, why is Noah Bolter running through the middle of the ground doing that? Just not even focusing on the football. The ball's coming in his end and he's running the wrong way. Just fuck you guys.
He lifts up his Guernsey as a BackChat t-shirt.
He takes his Richmond jersey off. It's Jack Buckley 44 on there. And Noah Bolter next minute gets dragged and we never see him again.
So
and then it's face off and he rips off the mask and it's actually
Jack Buckley. And then he does it again and rips it off and it's Troy.
Troy. Oh boy! So there's a please explain for Richmond. Please sort your guy out because please sort yourselves out because Adam Uze, what are you doing? Get a vowel in your last name.
Well, it has one. Get more vowels.
Get heaps more vowels in there.
Yeah.
Get a much more pronounceable last name like Banana or whatever Troy's name is. Banana or Nanabar.
Scoy,
Nanaban.
Scoy, we'll leave you to it in a sec. You can go back to your pool and your martinis and whatever you get up to there over in Bali. But Hammer's about to break a world record.
I am, mate. I'm about to break a world record and this one's a bit of a journey. So I started here yesterday at the Shelter Footy Cast. So I thought to myself afterwards, let me just try this one. Mm-hmm. And the record is, I'm not going to tell you what the record is because you need to look at it. But it was 27.8 seconds, and I did this thing in 19 seconds. And I was like, I've just fucking broken a world record.
Oh my gosh!
I've just broken a world record.
About 10 seconds.
Everyone came in like, have I just fucking broken the world record? We started filming it.
I did
it again. 17.3. Everyone erupted. Like I had goosebumps. The whole place was just fucking rocking. And then
Troy was playing guitar
from the roof. Scoy was somehow, you could feel it just thumping onto the ground from wherever he was in the world, hitting registering on the Richter scale. And then we watched the record back and I was technically not doing it properly.
Okay.
So I was a little bit off. But I've tried it again today and I'm close. I think this one, like I'm talking, we say at the end of every record, is this gettable? Is this not? Like, this is a 9 out of 10 gettable. This is like, I can fucking touch
Hammer
it.
breaks.
Hammer
breaks.
is going to break.
Okay.
I can feel it.
So last week's record you attempted, that's up on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. Just search Hammer Breaks. It's on its own YouTube channel. If you're there, people are actually watching live on YouTube. Go just right now.
You can check it out.
Search Hammer Breaks. Go subscribe to it. Watch all the videos. They're very good. This one's coming out next week, though. We'll give you a little teaser on Monday's show.
Yep,
we
will.
With some video. But it's very exciting to feel like I'm in
I'm going to break a fucking
greatness.
world record.
Yeah,
I'm just going to break a world record today. Yep, I feel it.
We'll wrap up. Yeah, sorry. Yes, go, Scoy.
Yeah, boys. I might have to get off soon. I've had to get the old hotspot out here. So I feel like this episode may be costing us maybe $1,000 in internet from over here in Bali. So I've got some dredging to do as well.
Yeah, to cut up, cut your losses.
Yeah, so
right.
I'm going to have to go do some dredging. I'm going to get the money back for hotspotting this entire episode. It's been a pleasure joining you from Bali.
Yeah, it has
I will
been.
be back. I'm coming back. I'm back tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
I'll be watching KO counting spoils thanks to TABtouch. I would like to say, you may have heard a little ad if you are listening. Make sure you get down to the Leadable Hotel for round 1 of the footy next week, Daniel.
Yes, that's
Fuck
right.
yeah.
Finally time to go to the pub and watch footy.
God,
no
yeah,
better
it
place to do it than the
Leadable
Bye,
Hotel.
guys.
Yeah, see you, mate.
See you, mate.
Go.
You go do your thing. You go enjoy Bali. Hammer, one more thing before we witness greatness and you break a record. Thanks to Paywise, of course, powering the podcast.
Yep.
It's you're thinking like, well, but what happened to the other guys?
What happened to the other guys? Like,
Yeah.
where, can I still know the Ted leases?
Yeah.
What are we
Yes.
doing?
The answer is yes. Don't worry.
Wow,
Paywise.
okay.
Just Paywise. Google it. Of course, TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co, Mamba Digital, and Whippersnapper Whisky. All of our guys is helping us out, making
Everyone.
this podcast bloody good. And to our patrons. Now, the rounds have started, right? So there's 2 games. So if you want to join the tipping comp, you have to be a patron. You've missed out on 2 games. You can come back from that.
Yeah, you can still come back from that.
You can also win weekly prizes of $250 to the Elford, which is great. There's $2,001 on the line to win the whole tipping comp. Someone did it last year. Why can't it be you?
Yep.
Give us an email, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. BackChat __ on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter as well. We've been doing stuff on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's getting better.
we've been tweeting.
Been tweeting or Xing, whatever you call it.
Tweeting.
And of course, TikTok. We're going to be back on Monday at 4:30. If you're
Fuck
just
yeah, we
listening
are.
to it and you're like, oh, maybe I should just have a look on YouTube, go. BackChat
Yeah, have a look on
Studios.
YouTube. You won't
have a look
regret
at the live. You will not regret it. Emma, I'll see you.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I'll
We're
see
going to break
you.
a record and we'll see you on Monday.
Cool.
Great.
Bye.